Towards yourself.
Sorry.
I am learning something new today, and I might be really, really bad at it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I am taking my first sewing class today. Yay! I am trying something new. I have never sewed before. I am taking a machine sewing class at Stitch Space LA in Sherman Oaks. I don't know anything about sewing. I'm really hoping that having nails is not gonna be a problem, but I really want to learn how to sew. I guess it's a little bit of, if you've ever seen Uptown Girls.
200 plies isn't fun, Ray. It's slave labor.
Fundamentals are the building blocks of fun.
I am an alternative fashion creator, but the truth is I don't actually know too much about fashion itself. I know what I like, but I don't actually really know why it works or how it all comes together, and it is really important to me to earn my place at that table. I am someone that is a very naturally curious person. I am also a big believer that it's never too late to start over and try something new. We are putting the fun in fundamentals, baby, and the reality is I might not be very good at it. I think that's the whole point of trying something new and developing a new skill, is that you're gonna fail like 100 times. But I mean, I made how many hundreds of bad videos before I made a video that actually resonated with somebody, and I'm trying to carry more of that, even though I am a perfectionist. So it's a little hard for me to be bad at things, and maybe I'll suck, but maybe I won't. What if I'm not? We're quitting that kind of thinking. Instead, we're saying, why not? Why not try? Why not try something new? I would love to learn how to sew, design, and like make my own outfit at the end of this series, however long it takes. So let's fucking go! You're coming with me. I have just parked. I just got to Stitch Space. I feel like I should go in a little early and see if there's a place I can sit so that I can film myself and not like film anybody else or make anyone uncomfortable. I'm very excited. I don't know why I'm nervous. I know why I'm nervous. I'm nervous, end of sentence. I just have nervous rescue chihuahua energy. I get very nervous doing new things. I'm doing this by myself, so it's just me in there. I'm not gonna know anybody, but I think that's okay too. I can do things on my own. I don't need an emotional support friend. I can just go on new adventure. Let's go inside. Anytime I pay a parking meter, I have to wait for it to turn green. I can't just walk away. I'm very afraid of getting in trouble, so I cannot get a parking ticket. I must wait for it to turn green. There we go. Now we're safe. We are here. So excited to go inside. Woo! Sewing! Stitch Space has these Brother digital sewing machines, which is so nice for a first timer. And like I said, we're putting the fun in fundamentals here. So first we had to learn how to actually load this thing with thread, which apparently goes in at the top and also at the bottom. The two sides basically do a little kiss, which locks the stitches into place. Makes total sense. Then there's also back stitching, which is extra thread kissing at the beginning and end of your work so it doesn't totally unravel. I learned that there's different types of needles and stitches that are better for different fabrics. Like you're not gonna sew leather the same way you sew tulle. Again, all of that sounds like common sense now, but hey, we're learning new things today. And now that we're locked and loaded, we're ready to start sewing turf. Or, well, this cute little green square that's used to practice. So we can use the pedal and actually get to sewing. I missed the back stitching a couple times, but the instructors are super helpful in showing me that I can go back and stitch it later. You can tell I'm a little bit afraid of it. That little perfectionist demon is rearing her ugly head, but we carry on. We make mistakes, we move forward, we keep going. And look how straight that line is. We did some pivoting to practice turning while keeping the seam allowance as consistent as possible, and I think I did pretty good. And then it was time to move on to the pillow. And these are the little fabric scraps I picked for my pillow. Naturally, I picked all the black and dark ones because someone had to make the most haunting pillow. And now we get into the good stuff. Using the fabric scraps gave us real practice, pinning them together, sewing the pieces together while still keeping that seam allowance consistent, which is so much harder than it sounds. I kept overthinking it, but you can do a little counter steering as you feed the fabric through, so if you go off base, you can bring it back to straight. You pull the pins out as you sew along, and honestly, between the focus and doing something with my hands and being so present in the moment with this silly little piece of fabric was so grounding and so meditative for me. You sew, you adjust, you push forward through the errors, and you correct as you go. You stay present, you learn from the mistakes, and you take the fabric as it comes. You get out of your own head, you get out of your own way, and you just create. I think the hardest part of trying anything new is the mental hurdle. It's so scary to take a class by yourself, to take a leap into something totally unknown, but stop waiting for that perfect moment or the right time. This is your sign to start even if you think you're not ready. We start small by showing up. We make our silly little pillows so that one day we might be able to hem our own pants, and someday after that, maybe make a pair of pants entirely on our own. Anything is possible when you start actually showing up. Show up for yourself, show up for your life, for the things that you love, for the people you care about, and everything will fall into place. Hello! So technically it's a couple days later. I immediately went from the sewing class to my friend Alexis's house and rotted by the pool and then got heat exhaustion. But I have to show you what I made. I I made this pillow. Look at her. I got to pick all the pieces and I sewed them all together, and it has a little back and we put stuffing in it. Wow. I made that myself. How cute is that? It is so satisfying to like make something with your own hands. I know that like sounds so simple, but I don't think I've done that in a really long time. And I haven't like really tried something new in a long time. I was like really nervous to go in by myself, but everyone was so nice and everyone there was so helpful, and I'm really looking forward to going again. So I signed up to do, they gave me a little packet to do their beginner curriculum. The first class you make the pillow. Next class we make a reversible tote bag, and then we make pajama pants. They had to measure my inseam and the length of my legs, which is 86 inches. I got really small legs. It says DOP kit, but it's a cosmetics bag, so that they can show us how to use zippers and do things that are a little bit more structured. I am very excited to take my next one. I'm really proud of myself for going and doing something new and starting this whole journey, and I'm really proud of my pillow. I want to keep it forever. They were saying in the class that they were like, these usually ends up being dog toys, and I was like, you don't understand. I am so sentimental. Maybe I fail a bunch of times, but then I get better and better. I'll look back on this and be like, wow, that was the first thing I ever made. I think that that's gonna be really, really special. I'm really excited to take you guys on my journey with me and get to learn a little bit more. This is only the beginning. And if you are someone that has been afraid to try something new or needs a gentle nudge to go take a class by yourself, I hope this video serves as that. And that's it for now. I love you. Thanks for watching. Bye.